Haven't been on here in a while, but I want to talk to any of my fellow videographers or people who are looking to get a camera. The question is, should you get the Sony FX3 or the Sony FX6? Now, too many people have been asking this question. I even asked this question for so many years before leading up to actually getting the FX6 first. Now, later on, I ended up getting the FX3, which is what I'm using now. So if you're wondering what the quality looks like, here you go. They're two different cameras, okay? I'm not talking to you as if, too many people say the image is just the same. No, there's a slight difference. If you've been doing this for a long time, there's a slight difference. But let's answer that first question. And I'm gonna keep it short, sweet, and simple. Get the FX3, okay? Just get the FX3. Reason that being is, I know you already heard it has image stabilization. Don't forget, this thing has time code, okay? Time code is gonna be the new wave in the future. Also, this camera is going to get shutter angle in the future, all right? Now, shutter angle, I don't wanna go too deep into what shutter angle is, but it's in most cinema cameras. Now, you think that this little compact cinema camera would already have it? It didn't. So now that they're going to update this firmware pretty soon, I'm excited about that. Like it pretty much answers the questions, should you get either or, right? Like you can take this thing anywhere. I've seen people put it on a drone. People put it on like a magic arm and a clamp and place it in the corner or on a door handle. Like you can do so many things with this camera and it makes it so versatile. And also too, like just imagine having multiple of these, packing these things up, just the bodies itself, just imagine having like 2 or 3 and putting them in a case or a book bag and just go. Like that's how most, I would say, this is how most freelance videographers are. They travel a lot, they want something that's really easy, ready to go, pop in the bag, but still get the great content for their clients. And there's a huge difference between having a bigger one and one such as this size. So it leads me to answer this question too. Why not get the FX6? Now again, I told you I have both, but here's why you shouldn't get the FX6 if you are new to filming, or pretty much, if you're not even in production, don't even worry about that big camera, okay? Now when I bought the FX6, like I already knew the image was gonna be, superior to most mirrorless cameras. And like just getting it, I guess you could say it's a little bit of ego too. Just getting it and walking up to people who needed videography, like this camera looks the part, okay? But once you start to notice the file sizes, it's a lot. It's a lot on the computer. It's a lot, you have to actually buy more storage to obtain this type of file size. People talk about the NDs and, yes, it doesn't have image stabilization, but you have to rig it up. But then once you rig it up, it becomes a lot heavier, right? So it's not as versatile as you want it to be when it doesn't have image stabilization. In reality, I would rather get the FX3 and just pull it out, get what I need, and take off. That's a true run and gun in my eyes. Now, here we are talking about, but it has internal NDs, which is true. Now, I'm not even gonna lie. I've done weddings and I've done like multiple things where I didn't have to screw on an ND like I would with the FX3. But then I started to think like, they actually have adapters you can place on the lens, flip it up, okay? Change your settings and then go. Now, I'm not saying that this camera is terrible. It has some great things, but if you are an indie filmmaker or somebody who's literally going client to client, trying to impress them, just take the FX3 and build around it. I mean, it won't be as beefy as the FX6, but the FX3, you put like, some rails on it, a cage and stuff like that, and then you'll have enough money to even purchase a FX30 on the side. Like I'm thinking about in mind of a person who's traveling a lot, trying to make money for their family. That's how I'm coming at it, because when I got it, I'm gonna be honest, with the FX6, I wanted to impress the clients, and it did. I promise you it did. But when we talking about like results, like the FX3 will do just that. And last but not least, there is a difference in both cameras when it comes to the menu system. I thought that the A7 A7 IV was going to be the exact menu system as the FX6, or close, I should say, just close. And honestly, the FX3 and the A7 IV menu system are the exact same for the most part. And I love that fact that I can just come in there and find something else, go to my next camera, find something else, because it's similar. Now, when you use the FX6, the menu system is, I wish it was as simple, but it's so, and I know why it's not simple, because the fact that I can change so many things in different situations, there's the versatility in that. Going back to the point, I want to make things a little bit easier for me if I'm traveling and just putting the cameras out, getting everything ready to go, so I can either go to my next scene or the next location. Now, this is all I have to say about both cameras. You could purchase either one, but for anybody who's just starting out, like I said, get the FX3. I'm not here to bash the FX6. I think it's an amazing camera. I think most cameras, I think nowadays all cameras are good. That's, if we really want to be honest, all cameras are good at this point. You can either get an FX6 as an A camera, and then you can get a FX3 as a B cam, or you can get a FX3 as an A cam and maybe a FX30 as a B cam, or you can just buy multiple FX3s and be really good. So, but that's my take on if you should get the Sony FX3 or the Sony FX6. Yeah, I'm out of here. This setup is nice. I think I'm gonna do it again. But yeah, I'm out of here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.